And and I was thinking that that's some of the reason that folks try to kill these folks because
Yeah,
they know that they're points of light.
points
And
of
I
light.
just wondered whether looking back, because you're that light for somebody else now.
Thank you. I love what you're saying, just like the points of light. I was honored to be made a point of light by Bush, the first
Yes,
Bush.
first
They
point.
have
Yeah.
an organization called Points of Light, and Kwaku Mandela very kindly nominated me as a point of light. So I'm so honored to be, as it were, a point of light. We need all the points of light to come together, and I wish that the organization would mobilize the points of light to come together because otherwise we're little dots of light. But if we come together, we can, there's a great swoosh of light that we can illuminate a new path going forward.
When you were growing up, did you get we're so brilliant as children, a lot of stuff is caught. It's not explicitly taught. But did you get some sort of picture in that first decade of the sky's the limit and you're not capped by being a female? You can do whatever you want to do in the world? Or was there some kind of help with thinking about the possibilities of life success as opposed to back in my year, a lot of people were programmed to think, get a job, get a stable job, get a government job. Don't dare to think. So
Don't
what
dare.
about you in terms of
Yeah,
the notion of life success and you
right.
being a leader? Was
I
that
remember
gap?
my dad said, Kathy, one day you could be the president's wife, and I just laugh now. Hillary Clinton went to college with me, and she did it nearly. You could be a nurse, a social worker, or a teacher. When I was
Exactly.
little, that was it. And my mother was trained back in the 30s to be a journalist, but because those jobs were always men, she never got to be a journalist.
Right.
So I think I was kind of I just don't know what I was thinking. I probably thought I'd be a teacher, and I did do an education degree at Wellesley so that it was a fifth course, so that if my husband died, then I would have something to fall back on. So there
Mhm.
was almost an expectation that you got married, you had your baby, and then that was kind of like it. And
Yeah.
indeed, I did get married at 23, and I did have the baby at 24. So I was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like, but I was so frustrated and I was so desperate to change the world. It was beaten in me in the best possible way.
Yeah.
So, but I never had a vision early on of what that could look like. I just knew driven to do something good.
How did Wellesley help? Would it help
I don't know. My era, it was a really tricky time. It was the Vietnam War.
yeah.
We were all pretty frustrated and distracted, I would say. And I wanted to get out of America. Martin Luther King, Kennedy, both
Right.
Kennedys, Malcolm X, everybody had been murdered. You know, my high school prom date was dead, in the Vietnam War. I couldn't wait to get out of America. And I married an Englishman and moved to London. So,
Okay.
and so I think Wellesley was, I don't know, it was a weird time. And I appreciate it, but it wasn't like a mobilizing force for me particularly.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have to be
Good.
honest.